Hey, Mónica Fernandes with Evolution Essentials. In this video, we're talking about Woodsy Essential Oils and the oil blends for balance and connection. It's that time. If you want to feel connected and you want to feel connected within yourself and with others, you need to stick around because I'm going to have a surprise for you towards the end regarding all of these essential oils. So, we are not talking about essential oil benefits in general, but of emotional benefit. This is what's exciting. The essential oils affect our emotions directly through our olfactory system. What is the olfactory system, you may ask? The olfactory system is our sense of smell. And because we are smelling the essential oils, they're volatile chemical compounds that immediately go into the air and we can smell them. They have an effect on our emotions. They trigger memories, they trigger moods, they can change our moods and very non-invasively really change our feelings and emotions. It's almost like if you're cold and you want a little warm jacket and that warm jacket appears, okay? So you're not cold anymore. That's what essential oils do. They're like, the little jackets for your emotions. And it's a natural benefit and a natural solution that these oils have. So let's get started. Are you excited? I'm so excited. I've not talked about some of these oils before, so stick around. We are talking about 5 single essential oils, and those are Arborvitae, black spruce, cedarwood, cypress, and sandalwood. I'm pretty sure most of these I've not talked about in this channel. So if you're new, if this is the first time you watch me, welcome. And the other 2 blends that we're talking about are 2. One is called Balance and the other one is called Harvest Spice. We are talking about woods. That means we're talking about essential oils that have been steam distilled from wood. There's a lot of woodsy smells that are more leafy, that are steam distilled from the leaves and not from the wood. We're talking exactly about the ones from the woods. So that's really, really exciting. And if you want to know more about the overall benefits of essential oils, please take a look at this video right here, because I talk about what are the top 10 benefits of essential oils. That way, that really dives deeper into the general benefits in terms of overall therapeutic properties and benefits. So let's get started. Arborvitae. I'm sure you've seen Arborvitae around if you're in the Northeast of the United States, Canada. If you are in certain parts in Europe, you probably have seen some form of Arborvitae. Arborvitae essential oil is what we call, for the emotional part, an oil of divine grace. When I was doing research on Arborvitae, I was actually finding out, coincidentally, that Arborvitae is part of the cedar family, and it's also known as red cedar, Arborvitae. Arbor is tree in Latin, vitae is life. So it's a tree of life. So that's a really interesting fact. Arborvitae is distilled from the residual wood. So no trees are harmed. It's not from live trees, but from the residual wood. It's a great oil for meditation. So if you need some Zen in your life and you want to be connected to this divine grace, you need this earthy aroma, and you want to allow peace and joy by trusting this abundant flow of divine grace. When else should we use Arborvitae? If you feel distrusting, you need to place your faith a little bit more, use Arborvitae. And I have a great blend for you called Eternal Joy, and here it is. It contains 2 drops of Arborvitae, Arborvitae. Okay, enough. 2 drops Arborvitae, 2 lemongrass, 2 drops lemongrass, and 2 drops wintergreen. So imagine what this smells like. If you are in cold weather, this just sounds divine, doesn't it? Divine grace, get it? Anyway, my humor. All right, let's move on. The next oil I'm going to talk about is black spruce. Now, black spruce, in these emotional sense that we are talking about, in the emotional connection, the emotion benefits of essential oils, is an oil of stability. Not stable. Not stable? What do you mean by that? Not stable. I don't know the meaning of that. Stability. I don't know anything but stability. Okay, so think about this. Stability means you're grounded, you want to be stabilized. And if you're feeling depleted of energy and you want to feel renewed, if you feel fearful, so think about all of your basic needs and you want to feel more balanced, you want to use black spruce. Native Americans actually used black spruce for ointments, salves, and lotions for its healing properties, just an FYI. And I have two blends for you. One is the connection blend. And this connection blend is, I'm going to show you right after. It's 2 to 3 drops of wild orange, 2 to 3 drops of lavender, and 2 to 3 drops of black spruce. Now, these drops that I'm telling you about is to put in the diffuser. If you want to make a roller bottle and carry it with you for topical application, what you want to do is put 10 to 20 drops of essential oil in a glass roller and then top off with your carrier oil. And we recommend fractionated coconut oil. I leave that in the description for you as well. So the next diffuser blend with black spruce that I want to tell you about is called Fall Woods. And that has 2 drops of black spruce and 3 drops of On Guard, which is the protective blend from doTERRA. Oh, you guys, you know what you can do right now is subscribe right here in the red button. Don't forget to like this video, like it, comment, and share it, because the more likes and the more comments, the better my channel does. So I really appreciate that. Next up is cedarwood. Okay, so cedarwood, we've already talked about a cedar, which was Arborvitae, and cedarwood is an oil of community. Oil of community, yes, I can. Is it a charity thing? Because I can do that. I can do a charity thing. It's funny because when I think of cedarwood, I think about closets. Yes, closets. You know why? Because a lot of times people buy, and I buy too, I have bought those little pieces of cedar that you put in your closet and in your drawers to repel moths and other insects so that your clothes are protected from little insects. And so to use cedarwood in this another manner, for me, it's almost crazy, but I understand that cedarwood is the oil of community, and it's the oil of bringing people together. If you are wanting to focus on a feeling of belonging, increasing the awareness to the support system that you may already have, that could be family, that could be friends, or that could be that you are feeling alone and isolated and you want to combat those feelings, and cedarwood can really do that. One of the things that I thought about when I think about cedarwood is a cousin of cedarwood, same species. It was called Japanese cedar in the Azores Islands. If you've never been to the Azores Islands, I highly recommend it. They have this Cryptomeria japonica, which is the same family as cedar. It's called Japanese cedar, and it's really magical. It's really, really incredible, and I'm in awe of those trees. So cedarwood is the mother tree, if you will, is the tree of all the other cedars. So I have actually 3 blends for you with cedarwood. The first one is Alpine Awakening, and that one has 2 drops of bergamot, 1 drop cedarwood, and 2 drops wintergreen. The next blend for the diffuser is called Fall Leaves. And think about what this would smell like. 2 drops of wild orange, 1 of each cedarwood, clove, frankincense, and ginger. I'm telling you, this is probably a great oil to use at Thanksgiving, or when you have a get together with your friends and family, you can diffuse this. And the next one is called Fall Fresh, and it's 2 drops of wild orange, 3 drops of cedarwood, and 1 drop of ylang ylang. The next one that I'm going to talk about, the next Woodsy essential oil, is Cypress. So we're still talking about woods. This behind me, this is probably some sort of Arborvitae or Cedarwood or something. I don't know for sure, but I pulled this one just for you for this video because it's a really cool background of a forest of cedars or Arborvitae, or I don't even know. It could be Cypress. I'm not an expert on identifying plants. There's an app for that, I'm sure. Actually, there's more than one app for that. So Cypress is another tree and another essential oil we're talking about. And it's the oil of motion and flow. Motion and flow. That sounds terrific. That sounds very nice. It creates flexibility. So think about these wavering cypresses, these waving trees. That is what it gives the pliability and the flexibility in the emotions. So if you're emotionally stuck or you're too rigid, Cypress encourages you to be more flexible, adaptable, and let go of worries. Think of when personalities clash. You don't want to budge on something. You don't want to compromise. Maybe use a little Cypress essential oil to inspire your compromise side. Cypress is an oil in terms of the emotions that also helps with feelings of loss. And I know that well. I actually briefly spoke of loss. And if you know anyone who is going through that, please watch right here the first month after losing your dad, coping tips to manage the stress of grief. I go over which oils and other tools helped me go through that, which was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. But Cypress, in this type of oil of motion and flow, is probably getting you unstuck out of that feeling. And so I've got one diffuser blend for you. It's called Blessed Thanksgiving. And here it is 2 drops sandalwood, 2 drops Siberian fir, and 2 drops cypress. There's so many trees in this blend that, you know, think about Thanksgiving. If you're feeling thankful, you're with people, this is a great blend to diffuse. Speaking of holidays, watch this right here on the 10 Christmas essential oils you can diffuse at home this season. I go over those specifically for Christmas. The next step I've already mentioned a little bit is sandalwood. I love sandalwood so much. You guys, not everybody loves sandalwood essential oil. Sandalwood essential oil is exotic, just beautiful smelling. Sandalwood. That sounds very, very blah. Is it good? It is the oil of sacred devotion. Oh, yeah? Oh, good. So think of meditation, think of prayer, spiritual worship. This helps you connect up. It really is a spiritual oil. I feel like if you need to surrender and believe, you really need to use sandalwood. I used to make this spray that I used to use on my Reiki sessions, or even spray when I would be meditating. I still have that spray, but now I also use the same formula that I created myself for the diffuser, and it's called Angel Calling. And I'm going to give you this one of my favorite diffuser blends of all times. And of course it is because it includes sandalwood. So it's 2 drops sandalwood, 3 drops frankincense, and 3 drops lavender. You guys, you're going to be blown away. I'm telling you. The other diffuser blend that I have with sandalwood is called Meditation. Apropos, right? So that's 3 drops lemongrass and 3 drops sandalwood. And of course, if you are wondering why frankincense is in my Angel Calling blend, I want you to watch this video right here on how to use frankincense essential oil for the body, mind, and spirit. It really is a must see. All right, next up we have the oil blends, and I have 2 for you. I chose 2 because of the presence of these woodsy essential oils. And the first one is Harvest Spice. Now, this is a blend that doTERRA makes that's not available all the time, but I'm going to tell you what's in it so you can replicate it. Harvest Spice. That sounds like a spice, doesn't it? Cool. All right. So it's cedarwood, clove, eucalyptus, cinnamon, cassia, and nutmeg. Okay. So there you go. And it is the oil of belonging. It fosters the warmth of togetherness. Can I say that word? Togetherness. All right. I have issues with my words sometimes. I'm just saying. So the spicy heat of this blend creates this cozy, welcoming atmosphere. It reminds us to create more meaningful connections when you are together with those that you care about. Sometimes, like I said, family is not blood. And sometimes you don't see them often, if seldom, if at all. So if you want to establish this feeling of belonging, use harvest spice. And here are some multiple different diffuser blends that you can do with harvest spice, which is already a blend, but you actually can blend it with others. Here it is. Last but not least is balance, the grounding blend. It is the oil of grounding. And what does balance contain? What a question that is. What is balance? Balance. Oh, yes. Who does not need balance in their lives? Everybody. Everybody wants balance. That's everybody. Love, balance, and of course, abundance and influence. Everybody wants influence, don't they? Power. Powers. Everybody wants power. Does balance provide power? But power, I have power already, right? All right, in this case, the Balance Essential Oil Blend contains spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, and blue chamomile. It is super grounding. It brings harmony to the mind and body. If you're feeling scattered, disconnected, balance strengthens the connection with the earth to manifest your vision. So if you are feeling like you need to do some vision boards, some manifestation work, balance is a great oil to diffuse and use. You can also connect with yourself too if you feel disconnected just within yourself. And you can sit in nature or near the ocean. And it's a great, great oil to use before interviews. I'm telling you, I've used it. It works. All right, so I have two blends of this balance blend to give you. And the first one is called, surprise, surprise, balance. And it's two of each of the following oil blends: 2 balance, 2 citrus bliss, 2 serenity, 2 drops. That's what I'm talking about. And then the next one is the chillax, ground yourself blend. This is 3 drops each of balance and serenity. It really is an incredible blend. That is the combination that I usually keep at all times in my purse with me in a little roll-on, because if you need to take it down a notch, ground yourself, you're nervous, you're going to be doing something that scares you and you need to kind of be brought down, that is the oil to use. Well, that was most interesting, Monica, most interesting. I will have to explore. I'll have to tell my assistant to explore what you just talked about at once. And I'm really glad that you stayed until the end. Please check out my description, because I have a 25% discount on the brand that I use of essential oils, and you can get that there. Also, some information about the fractionated coconut oil that you can grab as well if you want to make the roll bottles for yourself. And I hope you really got some value out of this video, and you're going to be using some Woodsy Essential Oils for this connection and more balance in your life. And I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.